Hey guys, welcome back to your Johnny channel. I am your girl R.S. Lewis, aka Insomniac Writer, and today we have another trailer reaction because why else am I here? Anyway, today we're looking at Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It is in the next installment in the Ghostbusters franchise. I don't want to call it a sequel because technically it's not. We got Ghostbusters 1 and 2. We had the remake as well as the Ghostbusters that we got a couple years ago, and then this, which is a follow-up to that. I'm going to talk more about it at the end of this. Let's look at this trailer first.
I'm telling you, it's going to be another hot one out there. In fact, there are heat alerts in effect for New Jersey, feeling like 100 degrees.
What is that?
For the first time in New York history, people froze to death in the middle of July.
What is it?
The death chill. The power to kill by fear itself. Your veins turn to rivers of ice. Your bones crack. And the last thing you see is your own tear ducts freezing up.
Like, literally scared to death? So cool.
Okay, so that was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. What I love about this particular franchise that they did, the last movie, which I thoroughly enjoyed, by the way, they found a way to appease OG Ghostbuster fans and bring in new fans. So those of us like my age, we grew up with the original Ghostbusters 1 and 2. We had the cartoon. There was mad merch, junk food. Like, I don't know if y'all remember the little Hi-C juice boxes they had. It was the Ecto something, and it was Slimer. It was green. God only knows what that shit was doing to our ancestors. God, but it was good. I had that in my lunchbox like all the time. And before I go on, what I liked about Afterlife was that it found a really great way to say goodbye to Harold Ramis as well as his character Egon, who a lot of people don't know. He was trying so hard for so long to get another entry in this, to bring the gang back again, and unfortunately he passed away before it could come to life. But to see him in the end, I don't know about y'all, but I was Niagara Falls. And if you don't know what that reference is to, it's to Scrooge, which starred his co-star Bill Murray. Niagara Falls. And I was like, it's so sad, but it's so happy. So let's talk about this. So for the most part, we have most of the returning cast reprising their roles. Paul Rudd, Mckenna Grace, yes. I couldn't remember her name. Finn Wolfhard, which we know from Stranger Things, that's also going to be wrapping up. And of course, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, and Bill Murray. We saw them in the trailer there in the teaser. And we're bringing on some other people. Patton Oswalt, he's hilarious. Annie Potts, who was in the original one, of course. I'm just looking at IMDb. Kumail Nanjiani. I'm saying that wrong, but I'm close. And we saw him in the Eternals and a few other things. I enjoy him. He's funny anyway, most, and he's a good actor. We have Celeste O'Connor, Logan Kim, who's coming back. A lot of people I recognize, whether you didn't, if they were in the last one or not. James Askaster, Damian Muziani, Natalie Cousteau. Now, the plot follows Paul Rudd, Phoebe Spengler, and Trevor, the brother and the mom. I'm trying to remember the first one. I was like, how did Paul Rudd play into this? He was a teacher. So he was somebody important. Somehow he just was in it. But regardless of such, it finds the gang in New York at the firehouse, the infamous firehouse that the Ghostbusters originally lived at and worked from. All of a sudden, it's July. It's hot, middle of the summer, hottest day of the year, hottest month of the year just about. And everything just freezes over, literally. People freeze to death. Now, I don't know if it's going to go there and kill the people when they freeze to death, or if they're going to get miraculously unfrozen at the end. We don't know. It would be very dark if that happened, but this has got a PG rating, so I'm sure they're not going to kill the majority. Like you said, 90-something% of the population got frozen. It's PG, right? Even though there's a lot of people in New York, I guess it would help with rent problems. I'm sorry. Anyway, but this thing, I guess it's unleashed when they find some relic or whatever, artifact, and it unleashes the force. And then, he wants to bring about, or it wants to bring about the second ice age. So Ghostbusters got to fight it. Kind of reminds me of the second one, where the guy had the sludge underneath the city, and he wanted to just be reborn and bring about hell on earth and everything else. And it's about to go down. So, yeah, we got a similar premise. You got a big bad. They got to take him down. He's trying to bring about the cop apocalypse. Because I do remember Dan Aykroyd's character, Ray, he was flipping out, hell on earth, cats and dogs. Oh, no, that was Bill Murray. Like the pandemonium. They were trying to explain to the police commissioner and the health department guy, the douchebag, that I wanted to punch him in his face. Like, dude. Obviously, they're not hacks. They didn't know what they're doing. So I'm thinking that's going to be the familiar premise. Like, yeah, they're going to be the only ones that could stop it, and they might run into some trouble. It might be some drama. I'm looking forward to it because, like I said, Afterlife was really, really good. I enjoyed that more than I thought I was going to. And speaking of the Ghostbusters reboot that we got with the SNL alumni, Leslie Jones and all of them. I didn't hate that movie. People hated it for whatever reason. It wasn't great. I wasn't going in expecting anything. I know that these 4 women are friggin' hilarious. Obviously, they're on Saturday Night Live. I mean, you gotta have a good resume in comedy to make it on a Saturday Night Live. You can't just show up and be like, yeah, I'm funny. I make jokes. Put me on SNL now. You can't just make yourself laugh. Like, I couldn't go up there. I'm not funny. But, I mean, I can be funny. I can say a funny joke or limerick here and there. But I am not a comedian. So, you know what I mean? I found it very entertaining. I found them entertaining. I as much as I like Thor, who was in it, he was a bit much. But I enjoyed it. And it doesn't deserve the flack. Of course, you reboot it and you change the gender. That bothers people. They're like, oh, they're doing it to be woke. And they tried to give a soft push to a sequel, but I guess critics in the box office or whatever didn't like this movie, and it was what it was, and it is what it is. Maybe in an alternative universe, there's a sequel to the Ghostbusters reboot, and they bring together these folks and maybe. I don't know. One thing I can say about sequels, it's very hard to live up to the first one, but it's another thing that what happens a lot and why people sometimes don't like sequels or trilogies or whatever is that the writers don't feel like they have to work as hard. You know, it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. My homie just said that on a review of his. And they figure, okay, this is the formula. We're going to stick to the format. We're going to do this. We're not going to branch off. We're not going to go bold or big. And it can sometimes when you do that, you end up having X-Men 3. And then other times it works and it's gripping and you're like, oh, you got Scream 2, where you don't expect them to do something or branch too far. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens, and it's just one of those things where it can work or it can't. But I'm hoping that they don't lose the audience's attention. They keep the funnies at funny. You could tell when a film feels like a cash grab, or other times where it feels like, okay, this is these creators, writers, or whatnot, really giving us their heart and soul and all, and giving us something that we, the fans, would enjoy. And maybe that played to this film's, gave the previous film such a big W, a big win, was because, first of all, people did not anticipate the film to be good. A lot of people were like, man, I'm not going to see no Ghostbusters. They rebooted and it was trash. And then people saw it and it was like, damn, this was good. Like, it made me laugh. It made me cry. It made some people jump. I don't know why, folks jump at all types of stuff. It just had a lot of elements that a supernatural comedy like this should have had. And I'm hoping that they stick to that formula, but they're not afraid to venture off and make us feel like they're not even trying. Anyway, what did you guys think about the teaser for Ghostbusters 4? Frozen Empire. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you going to go check it out? Leave your comments down below, because where else are you going to leave them? And be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, hit that little bell to be notified and stuff. I think I'm done for the night. I'm tired. We had daylight savings time, so now the sun is setting like way earlier, and it's like 6 o'clock, but it feels like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, yeah, it's that time of year again. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Be awesome, be you, but above all else, love yourself. Take care.